Hey y'all, this is John McIntosh at Red River Primitive. We've got a little bit of a, just kind of a mess around video for you today. I've got other videos coming, but I'm having to remove some beavers out of a pond not far from my house. They're causing up backage, drain issues and stuff like that. I'm just gonna put a few sets up. I'll keep you updated over the next few days on what we catch, and we'll just see what's happened. I figured I'd just tag you along for the ride on this deal, but stick with me. We'll see what happens, and God bless. All right, I'm using a Conibear trap here. Make sure I got y'all in the picture. Okay, using Conibear traps. Conibear traps, if you're not familiar with them, I got to use them a few years back. I really love them around water settings because they are just so, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say they're more humane, but they do dispatch the animal quickly. With my other animal, this is a 330, so it's a little bit bigger Conibear. I use the setters for it. With my smaller ones, you can do this by hand, and it's not a big deal. But basically, you press the spring. I'll get my hands on here. Y'all bear with me. I hadn't done this in a few years, so get myself back used to doing this again. There is a safety catch here. Well, let's go back all the way here. All right, but no, these have some extreme tension on them, and you know, my uncle did a lot of trapping in the past, and you just get that. When you get that safety pin right there hung on that, you've got it. It's not going to throw then. So then you just do the same thing on this other side, and then you can handle the trap safely without having to worry about getting your hand in it. But I know my uncle told me a story about being on the riverbank one morning, super cold, freezing weather. He got his hands in one of these. I asked him, "Man, what did you do? You're out there by yourself on the riverbank?" And he's like, "Well," said, "I sat there for a little while." And he said, "Finally I realized I just had to get out of it." And he reached in and got it free. Okay, when you're set like this, got all the safeties on, and what this does is it sets like that. Normally when you get ready to set the trap, it crisscrosses this way like so. Let me get my hands working here. And then this trigger, this is your trigger. When it goes through, it hits this and it knocks this loose, which frees the whole thing because you'll have the safeties off at that point. So we're gonna go ahead and squeeze this around. Get that. I'm gonna set the deeper set on it, like that. Now I'm sliding these triggers on back to where that's still caught, so it's still on. These safeties are still there. I hadn't done away with them. But what I've got to do now is I got to figure out where I want to place this in the water, and I got to get my stakes set accordingly. Every time I've ever got a full grown beaver in one of these, they usually tear the whole set up, and you'll find them several feet to the side. A beaver is a very tough critter. It takes a beaver, even in this, a few minutes to expire, and they are incredibly strong fighters, so you really want to make sure you tie this off too, just to be on the safe side. We'll just put a few stakes in here. Hold this, see if I can do this without bumping the camera. I'm not real worried about getting the staked off hard because it's going to probably get knocked loose. This is just to hold it all in place for me until the beaver comes through. Let's set that right there. And this holds it in place, but it also funnels that beaver where we want him to go. We want him to go through the jaws of that trap. And there shouldn't be no problem with it. If he decides to go through here, he'll go right through that hole. And that's set where it's about halfway. So him swimming on surface, he'll go right through that. Now, I am gonna do one extra thing here. Let's see, I'll use this stake for the next one. Wasn't sure how many I was gonna need here, y'all. That's got a chain to wire off. I'm gonna take that chain and wire it to this little tree sticking up over here to the right. That way, we get something in there and we don't have to worry about losing it. Now we're gonna find out if these waders leak. Hadn't been in water in them in a while. Hopefully, good Lord willing, these things won't fill up on me. It's a little chilly today. It doesn't look like it. The sun's bright, but it's we're up in the it was 28 this morning. Started to go to my blind, but I had left my gloves upstairs when my wife was asleep, and I figured that all right, I'm pulling these safeties off now. Everything's set. I'm ready to walk away from this. It's wired to the tree. I got the stakes to funnel through here. I'm pulling the two safeties off, flipping them. We're fully armed now. And I do that just to be on the safe side, because that thing's not gonna break your hand, but they sure don't feel good if they get you. But that's the set, y'all. The beavers are coming through here and around. I don't know if one happens to go this way, we'll get him. It's a real good small funnel spot, so we're gonna see what happens. I'll get y'all moved around and get you set up on the next spot. Okay, y'all. I set the safeties on this one off camera. Trying to keep this from being just a stupidly long video for y'all. What we want, the beavers are coming right through here. This is their travel pattern, just to go to the ditch, to the highway and stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna mess the dam up any at all. I hadn't decided yet. Probably just gonna look at the set and see how it feels when I get done with it. Again, I'm putting just a couple of small sticks just to kind of pin this where I want it. I've had a few misadventures with the beavers coming in and hauling sticks in to work on the dam and messing stuff up, but most of the time this works pretty good. I've had pretty good luck with it. Probably be wondering, coming up here wondering what the heck did all these trees go for. But that's fine too. That's definitely sitting in the safety. Uh-oh, I feel a little coldness. I think I got one. I do have a small hole in this one wader. I was afraid of that. You can't store waders for long without getting some kind of mishap in them. All right. Now, that's just to funnel them in there. And then, like I was saying, a beaver is a tough rascal, so I'm doing a good drove-in stake here. I don't have anything, a live tree close to tie this to, but this should be plenty. Because like I say, when they get caught in this, they are expiring, but they do fight for a few minutes before it's over with. So I want to be super strong, but get this as close to the base of the as I can. Just see it. Slip it off the top now. And now we're putting it this close to it. I am going to rake this out a little bit right here and open this up because I want this to feel like an open channel for them to come through. I don't want them to stop right here looking at it. I want them to see a problem and be coming up here actually looking to fix it and inspecting the dam. You know what I mean? We don't, the less they slow down right here, the better for us. That should be all it takes. Those beavers will sense that water falling and they will come up here in a hurry here. Kind of pile a little bit extra stuff up here on the sides. Just a little bit of stuff just to kind of funnel them in. They already go through there naturally, so there shouldn't be a problem with that. All right, folks, I don't know. I've had my sets out here for 3 days and I haven't had any action. So I've been trying to look for fresh sign and try to figure out what was going on with these, because it's not like beavers not to do anything for 3 days straight. The weather hadn't been that cold. So I walked the pond casting a pole earlier, fishing, and walked around this thing and found 2 beaver carcasses. I found the den on further down this grown up side that I hadn't walked yet, and somebody had already got up here apparently and shot the 2 beavers that were, it looked like a really big beaver and then a full-grown beaver carcass when I found it. So apparently somebody has already come in and took care of the problem, and I just have been out of touch with them and somebody's already took care of it. So I'm fixing to go ahead and pull my traps, and but this kind of put a little bug in me. You know, I went ahead and got my trapper's permit and applied for it and got it just so I wouldn't be, you know, poaching doing this. And I got my traps out, so I might do a little bit more trapping before the winter's over with. We'll just have to see. I used to do a lot of snaring of coyotes, and you know, coyotes and otter and beaver. That's really the main stuff that I would have any interest in trapping. But we'll just see. Time will tell. But I'm gonna go ahead and trip these off, get them out of here, and hopefully I'll be able to have a little bit of casting footage for y'all. I didn't catch anything going around the pond, but we might throw a little bit of that in here too. We'll just see what the footage looks like and stuff. But that's the way it goes on this kind of stuff. Hopefully y'all are having a blessed New Year's, and hopefully that I can get y'all some good stuff coming up. Let me see what I can do about getting these traps set or unset.